Woof! We made it. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at headlines about news that are happening in Mexico, in our state, in our city, and we combine them with comments and suggestions and news that you share with us so that we can all end up having a wonderful life here in Puerto Vallarta. As a community of English-speaking locals, it is always a pleasure to get together with you. I see your comments are going fast and furious. We'll get to them in the second half of the broadcast. In the meantime, it is Saturday. It is June 5th. It is Logan's birthday. So if you see him here, there he is. Logan, happy birthday. I need a birthday something. Let's see. Happy birthday, Logan! Okay, enough of that. We will be celebrating Logan at Moro Paraíso later on today. If you guys want to join the party, we'll be there. And in what state, I don't know. I just think it's going to be one of those days in which I'm going to be clutching my pearls. And since I don't have any pearls to clutch, I had to improvise and make some myself. Anyhow, today we have some news of all kinds that include the national COVID-19 stoplight. We have news about the rain that happened a couple of days ago, or yesterday morning rather. We have news about dry low in Nayarit. And we have news about an upcoming solar eclipse. We have news that have nothing to do with Puerto Vallarta, but why not tell them anyway? It is Saturday, and it is my show, damn it. No, I'm just kidding. And I have some random photographs that I found on my iPhone that I thought I would share with you. So with all this said and done, let me see. We have welcome. We have not said yet that if you're new, you can let us know that you're new with the word new in your comment. That way we can give you a good, proper welcome to the cluster. And it's not a clusterfuck, as Heather might think. Our friend Heather Wilson sometimes thinks that we are running a clusterfuck. We're not running a clusterfuck. We are just running a cluster. And last but not least, if you have something super important to comment, please add the letter Q to the beginning of your comment, so that way we can make sure that we talk about it during the broadcast today, and if not, shortly thereafter. Gary says, oh yeah, of course, yes, Gary says happy birthday and hope you enjoyed Cruella. We had a blast going to the movies yesterday, and I will have a full report. No spoilers. Let's get started. So, for starters, how much did it rain in Puerto Vallarta? Yesterday morning, we had the first rain of the season. It was quite plentiful. And those people in the know, in case you didn't know, measure it in millimeters. And according to this article that we're looking at, parts of the city received as much as 90 millimeters. that would be in Ramblaces, for example. Versalles, right next door, received almost 50 millimeters, and Mismaloya slightly over 40. So clearly, it rained harder in the northern part of the city. Authorities reported mild damage here and there, including some traffic lights and electrical power outages, and three cars that were damaged by a tree that fell over. This sounds like regular news to me, but again, we've said this before and we'll say it again. If you're new to the Bay, talk to someone that has been living here for a while about what goes on during the rain season. Become informed about this because you may or may not be familiar with torrential weather, and we are about to get a ton of it. Not just yet, but it is definitely coming. Yes, I see more questions coming up. Maury, we'll talk about that in a second. I'm so easily distracted because your questions and your comments are always wonderful to read. Moving right along, with our news this week from Governor Alfaro regarding COVID-19, we turn to the national stoplight to see what's going on. I might as well put it up because this particular article is pretty boring. But the good news is that both Jalisco and Nayarit continue in the green zone, but a number of states that were previously in the green zone reverted to yellow and even orange. In his daily press conference, Health Undersecretary Hugo Lopez Gatell indicated that while average numbers throughout the country continue in a descending trend now for 20 consecutive weeks, we cannot disregard risk of a new outbreak. Here's the map, and we can see how there are parts of the country. For example, last week only Cancun was in the orange. Quintana Roo, that's the name of the states. But now we can see that Yucatan is added to the mix, Baja California Sur, and these two little guys as well. So, again, we tend to get happy that we are more relaxed and so forth and so on. But this is not over. It is important that we keep this in mind. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, yes, of course. Are you craving a margarita? Well, while you can enjoy one here in Puerto Vallarta, folks in Nayarit will not be so lucky during this electoral weekend, as the state's 20 municipalities will observe dry law starting today and continuing until the first minute of Monday or tomorrow night at midnight. So if you're in Nayarit and you want to get boozy and you didn't stock up your pantry, you're in bad luck. You're going to have to drive down to the state of Jalisco. Needless to say, businesses that serve or sell alcohol in the state of Nayarit were not happy with the decision, but it is what it is. I'd rather we have had the dry law, but then again, it's Logan's birthday. I am sure that Logan must have telephoned Governor Alfaro directly to make sure that we could go out and party and get boozy so that we could celebrate his birthday. My goodness, I'm clutching my pearls and I'm not even wearing them yet. Let us turn over to the weather. The weather. Oh my goodness. Do you remember when we started Coffee and Headlines? I used to be so clumsy with all the button pushing, and now, it's just so amazing that there are people that write these programs that allow you to switch screens and show your photograph, and I love what I do. That's all I'm going to say. Anyhow, any extreme weather you experience after downloading me is strictly a coincidence. That's what our snarky Carrot weather tells us today. It also tells us that the temperature is 27 degrees, feels like 31. We have a lot of humidity, 81%, and no chance of rain. There only a 1% chance of rain as of today. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81. And our weather forecast for this beautiful Saturday is humid and partly cloudy through the day, high temperature of 32, low temperature of 23. Tomorrow, Sunday, we can expect a humid and partly cloudy day as well, with the same temperatures, high of 32, low of 23. And Monday, same thing, humid and partly cloudy, high of 32, low of 23. We seem to be stuck on a sticky pattern. Let us hope that it is not as humid as it has been. Well, then again, it is always humid around here, so what can I tell you? Let's see, what else do we have? We have more headlines that I want to share with you. It is not all bad news in the state of Nayarit. It is good to know that, according to Alejandro Rafael Chavez, who's the director of the Compostela Hotel Association, the number of summer reservations in Rincon de Guayabitos is on the rise. The beautiful thing about this municipality, Compostela, it features Rincon de Guayabitos and La Peñita de Jaltemba and Los Ayala and a bunch of really painterly towns that are great for excellent day trips from here, from Puerto Vallarta, if you are driving. And if you are looking for a wonderful change of pace, you can actually get a quick overnight getaway in many of these towns. So for those of us that are local, it is always good to think of good places to enjoy a mini staycation. Oh, and I have great news. The wonderful lake that I visited with some friends a couple months ago, Cajon de Peña, my friend Juan Cibrian, who runs those casitas, has recently published on his Facebook page that the casitas are now air conditioned, which sounds like a dreamy thing to enjoy at Cajon de Peña. Of course, I am sure that he will raise his fees a little bit, or his rates rather. But of course, it is all worth it. It is a beautiful place to go and enjoy oneself. Where do you go if you're in Puerto Vallarta? Where do you like to go during the summer months to get a quick break from the heat? Or are you looking for suggestions? We have plenty to share. San Sebastián del Oeste is one of my favorite places to go. Keep that in mind for future reference, and I'll be reading your comments in a second. I also want to let you know that there is a solar eclipse in our near future on June 10th, to be exact. This is a highly anticipated event, as it won't repeat itself again until 2023. A full solar eclipse with a so-called ring of fire around the rim will be visible for up to 3 minutes and 51 seconds in parts of Canada, Russia, and Greenland. And the eclipse will appear partial from a region thousands of kilometers wide, which includes northern and eastern North America, most of Europe, and northern Asia. In Mexico City, the fun will begin at 3:13 a.m. and will continue until 5:42. I am not as excited about these things as to stay up, so I'll probably sleep through it. And I will leave you a link with English information from Wikipedia, not to mention a little reminder that staring at the sun without protection during an eclipse is not a good idea. Make sure you're wearing special shades to that effect. I also have, let me start with Cruella. Sure, why not? We'll go out of order. I want to let you know that we went to start Logan's birthday celebration by watching Cruella at the movie theater yesterday. So this is going to be a little bit of a report of what it's like to go to the movies these days in Puerto Vallarta, and a little bit about the movie without any spoilers, of course. We went to Cinépolis in La Isla, which is very comfortable. It's more expensive than the regular movie theater, but I think for the comfort, it is definitely worth it. If you've been trying to get tickets online from the movie theater these days, the folks at Cinépolis tell us that their application, their online purchasing engine has been down for weeks. Ah, dear, that happened. So we had to buy tickets right at the theater. By the time I got there to get the tickets, I was there like an hour prior, maybe 40 minutes prior. And more people are going to the movie theaters now, so it was difficult to get good seats. Mind you, a lot of the seats at the movie theater are still unusable. I mean, they have them banded. You know, you cannot sit at a bunch of the seats. So there's a certain percentage of occupation in the movie theater that you cannot get past, which makes you feel safe. And I actually felt pretty safe. This is not the first time that I go to the movie theater during the pandemic. It was a lot of fun to go watch the movie. And of course, in terms of quality and service, we're in this very awkward part of the adventure in which I am sure that movie theater chains like Cinépolis are cutting down on their employees so that they don't have as many expenses. But people are starting to come back, so it's not like you get super fast service, but it's still definitely worth going. It was a wonderful film to enjoy. on the big screen. What a bunch of fabulous dresses. And the two Emmas were great in their roles, Emma Stone and Emma Thompson. Um, I loved it. I loved it. It was a very entertaining film. I had to get up and go pee, so I missed the little what do you call those at the end of the movie when they give you cookie crumbs or things that give you more things to look forward to. Anyhow, it was definitely worth watching. And so, if you're thinking of going to the movies here in Puerto Vallarta, this is what it's like these days. One more headline that has nothing to do with Puerto Vallarta, and then I'll show you some photos from my phone. What is it about disaster movies? I don't know about you guys, but I love my disaster movies. 2 years ago, HBO released a miniseries called Chernobyl. Chernobyl. I hope I'm saying that correctly. About the eponymous Soviet Union nuclear disaster that took place in 1986. It was a beautifully filmed five-part series that premiered in 2019 to widespread critical acclaim at the 71st Primetime Emmy Awards. It received 19 nominations and won for Outstanding Limited Series, Outstanding Directing, and Outstanding Writing. At the time, well, the series also received harsh criticism from Russia's Communist Party. It was reported that Russian NTV television channel had been producing its own version of the Chernobyl story, in which, of course, the CIA plays a key role in the disaster. However, the series in question had been in production since before HBO's miniseries and was not created in response to it. An apparent trailer for the series, the Russian one, was uploaded to YouTube, but was later deleted following negative reaction. But now the Russian version of Chernobyl is coming to Netflix. So if you enjoy disaster movies as much as I do, the article that I'm referencing here, which you will find in the show notes, features the trailer, so you can add this one to your watch list. Before we get all chit-chatty, I want to share some random photos that I found on my phone. Why? Because they're there. A lot of times I go about life and I take random photos that don't end up being used for anything. So I'm just going to show you some random photos before we get chit-chatty. In no particular order, this one comes from my latest crochet project, and this is me being, these are the effects of over abusing my favorite color, which is olive green. I swear, once I finished this shopping bag, this beach bag that I was making, I will stay away from green yarn for at least 3 months. I cannot touch green yarn anymore. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, this was so much fun. I was at the generic drugstore the other day at Farmacias Similares, and I found this ointment called marihuanol, which is supposed to be a super strong pomade with CBD that is supposed to help you with your pains. But I thought the name was really cute, marihuanol. I mean, you almost want to buy it just to have the container somewhere in your house. I love the name, marihuanol. Take some marihuanol. That'll chill you out. This, my friends, is another proof that sunrises are so underrated in Puerto Vallarta. This is this morning's sunrise from my bedroom. This is what I woke up to this morning. Excruciatingly early, I might add. Last night I said to my body, please sleep in even a little bit. And no. It was me this morning. It was not even 6 o'clock in the morning and I was already awake. Luna had nothing to do with it for a change, but here we are. And last but not least, this is not a photo I'm going to show you. It is actually a movie. Every time Logan and I have gone to deliver goods with our horseback tour guide friends in Moro Paraíso and in the El Jorullo Ejido, they always say that it's Christmas, so they always say Merry Christmas. And I got this cute video of the 3 horseback rider tour guides being grateful for all the contributions that some of you have made, actually, because some of you members of the cluster have pitched in for our little informal but very responsible project of helping feed the horses in El Jorullo. Take a look. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas for horses.
Merry Christmas for horses. It doesn't matter what time of year it is Merry Christmas for horses. And now we can comfortably rewind the comment tape, take a quick look at who's here and what you guys are up to. Brett is back in Mazatlan. Good to hear. Let's see what else. Susanna is watching from Ramblases. Ramblases is in the house. Thank you very much for joining us. Albert has a cup of coffee and nuts for the squirrel. That sounds really sexy. I love it. Or maybe it's just me. Good morning, Pat. I'm glad that you've been lurking, but I'm glad that you are joining us today. What else do we have? Jill says El Centro is going for tacos. I think I might go for tacos. Well, I'm going to go out and celebrate with Logan, but I might go out for tacos, taco research. Yesterday I posted a photo because I was walking home from the movies and a taco place just got on my way. And I figured, well, if you're going to be that way, I might as well sit down and have some tacos before I continue my way home. And that is the way it's going. Let's see. Lots of happy birthday wishes for Logie, as well deserved. Absolutely. Kelly says, April Renee, this is my favorite resource for all PV. Yay! Well, that's a nice thing to say. Thank you very much. We're always happy to connect people with resources and vice versa. Question, anyone having brown water issues in their homes? News on damages and repairs. Great question, Maury. A lot of times, brown water will happen when landlords or people in charge have not cleaned their tinacos or water tanks, and if the level comes too low, then the water will get brown, and needless to say, you don't want to drink it, but it usually goes away on its own. That said, if you're getting a lot of water brown situations, you may want to talk to your landlord and or to your homeowners association and say, hey, you guys, it's time to clean the tinacos, because it's as easy as that. Any responsible landlord should give their water tanks that kind of maintenance from time to time. If anybody else has another brown water theory, please share it, because that's based on my own experience, and I could be wrong. Let's see what else. The eclipse in 2024 is supposed to be total directly over Mazatlan. Oh, that's wonderful to know. So, folks, let us go to Mazatlan in 2024, which is the next time this full solar eclipse will be visible. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Logan says, thinking of Las Cabañitas del Rincón de las Ceibas with AC is blowing my mind. Well, yeah, but you know what? Remember, when we were there last time, we went swimming in the lake and fishies nibbled a lot at our tits. And that was a little unexpected. So if you don't mind refreshing yourself in the lake water with little fishies nibbling at your body parts, then it should be fine. Let's see what else. Dalmatian puppy mill owner has entered the group. Sean, that is beautiful. I didn't realize you were a Dalmatian owner. They're beautiful doggies. Let's see what else. Dennis says, I used to love disaster movies too. That was until it felt a little too close to real life, COVID-19. Well, I don't know. This started when I was a kid. I mean, airport, earthquake. Oh my God, earthquake. The first time I watched earthquake, remember they used to have this thing called Sense-Around? And ever since then there was Twister. I remember watching Twister with my friend Corey. We got so stoned. Debris, incoming debris. All those movies, I love them, even when they're poorly made. And Chernobyl, I'm curious to see what the Russian take on the disaster is going to be. Alan says you could put the marihuanol on your bagels. Well, it's an ointment, not a spread. It's supposed to be for sore muscles, so I don't know that I would want to eat it. Lisa says marijuana works well, but it turns your skin bright green. I hope that's fun. That's you're being funny, because that would be really funny actually. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. Like the Hulk says, Jorge. Uh, let's see. Family arriving for vacation. We always get to do tourist things when family is here. You know, my prescription for keeping for yourself in love with Puerto Vallarta is always go show the place around to somebody that has never seen it before. It is a good thing to do. Um, my new catchphrase now is a taco place got in my way. That's almost as bad as our friend Kathleen saying the other day, I'm busy because I'm plating my frittata. I love it. Let's see. Let's see. More love for Logan. I love it. And let's see what else. This is pretty much. Oh, of course, the flying cow in Twister. Hello, how could you not love that scene? That was just crazy. We have cows. We have cows. Yes, absolutely. See, I love those. Oh yes, Towering Inferno. That was great. Oh my God, in Towering Inferno, is that no? That was Poseidon Adventure. Poseidon Adventure. Um, well, all of those films are just like absolutely wonderful for me. They're great 420 fun as well, but let's not even go there right now. This is our broadcast for today. This was our Saturday broadcast. We made it. Yes. And now it's time to get ready for the rest of the day. As always, I am so grateful that you're here with us, and I hope that a little bit of distraction coming from coffee and headlines makes your day a better day. If, as always, you felt connected, amused, intrigued, inspired, or otherwise fabulous, consider supporting our projects. If you don't consider supporting our projects, that's okay. We still love you, but we love you lots when you do contribute. It is much appreciated, as all of our adventures are possible thanks to you, your input, your contributions, your suggestions, and your ideas. Go have an awesome Saturday and have a great Sunday. And I'll see you Monday, hopefully, with updates from Governor Alfaro about the virus. Have a great one.